Hey, it's Tom FDS here, and today we're going to be opening a parcel from Alice. So this is Alice Coatduck, a Canadian modder and maker extraordinaire, and she sent me some stuff. She's got a blaster she wants me to paint, and she sent me some things. So I'm going to open the parcel for you guys, and you can see what I got sent. And first of all, I've just got to give a big shout out, hashtag Lord Draconical. And because I'm not as cool as Drac, I'm going to use little bitty scissors to open my parcels. I'm not allowed to use knives. There's several reasons why. Most of them involve scars to my hands from misusing said items. So, nice neat little scissors. No drama. See, I don't need a cool flick knife. So here comes the blaster that Alice wants me to paint. I'll show you guys that in a minute. And there's some nice 3D printed parts. So, just unwrap this. So this is a little blaster that I'm going to paint for Alice. And Alice, in case you don't know her, is extremely tiny. So because she's so tiny, it actually requires quite a tiny blaster. So there we have a little itty bitty Rapid Strike SMG. And this is Alice's SMG plate on the front here, which I think you'll agree is a very nicely printed part. And she's made herself a little custom motor cover here, which is all going to be painted in. And I'm going to get all of this painted up for her and do some other bits and pieces. And I can see some extremely nice work here on filling in the sidebars there. That is a really nice piece. In fact, I'd be really chuffed with that. I'm going to have to ask her for some of those because those fit better than my pieces of plastic card. So you can also see she's got herself a little motor bulge cover here for the push motor. And she's got a nice low profile cover which matches the lines of the Rapid Strike very nicely. So that's Alice's SMG, and I think this is the barrel assembly for the SMG. She's made herself her own flash hider. So, as you can see, there's a cool little barrel assembly which all goes in there, and that will all be cut out around her motor assembly. So I'm guessing that that all fits like that. Then she sent me some bits and pieces. So here's a couple of, this is my FDS pack here, so she's made a whole different design, a couple of different designs for me. There's her see-through one, which is really nice. There's one with the clear lettering, and then there's like a half lettering, which is again very faint, it's quite hard to see. And there's a slightly deeper etch lettering. And I do have to say I like those ones because I've had them on my other ones, and I can put a grill behind them and it saves trying to paint in the logo because I'm really cack at that. But those are very nicely designed, I like those a lot. So those are a little low profile motor cover, so I'm going to wrap those back up. And there's some prototypes. So these are some that have come through, and obviously these are not production items. So if you are looking at the print quality and thinking, print quality, these are all the ones that she's tried out first. So as you can see, there's a whole load of different ones there. And I think I'll probably use most of those. I don't think I'm going to need any more motor covers in a hurry, so that's great news. As I'm nearly out of my usual supply of motor covers, so now we'll have to not buy any more. So strife ones. Right, these are not quite fit, she says, and the printer wasn't perfectly tuned. So these are ones that she was using while she was sorting out some glitches with her printer. She had some real trouble with filament and things recently. So she's just sent me a whole bunch of these because I said I don't really care what they look like because I'm going to paint them. And these are strife ones. So you can see she's carried on the swage line through there, which is real nice. And there's a whole selection of these. And you can see that there's been the odd issue with the printer, and some of them are less tasty than others. So any of those that I don't use, I'll be able to recycle because this is all PLA. And those look like they're going to fit really nicely. So you can see on the strife one that I like this continuation of the line because it's good for striping work. So I'm sure I'll reuse those in one form or another because they're really cool. So again, more of Alice's work there. And if you like her stuff, then I'll give you a link to her channel. You can go check it out. She sells some of her stuff too, I think, through Etsy and various other things. And she does take commissions on things she sells me. And these are Rapid Strike pushers covers, which again, these are nice and tiny. These are kind of like what I made when I made my own ones before I was lazy and just used mics. And you can see I've got a million of these, and these are like the nice neat little one that she's made that fits in. Now I don't know how much space these will provide for my wiring because I use quite chunks and wire. So I'll see. Those will be ideal for 132s though, if nothing else, to allow a little bit more headroom around the wiring. And I like a bit more room around the pusher. I tend to use the pusher wiring cover anyway. But I'm guessing that she's test fitted them with her 180s because she's used them on her SMG. So there you go, there's a little sneak peek of one of Alice's projects. So you can expect a painted version of this, and I'm sure she'll show it on her channel. I am not going to show any of the paint on this, but you can see how she's prepped it. The Nerf logo is gone, it's all sanded back, and we've got some special plans for how the battery is going to work on this, because as you can see, there's nowhere to put it. Now, all the other scrub tier modders put theirs on top of the pusher up here. We're not doing that, and there'll be a Frast on that one. There's a couple of people who've already made them to my design from BritNerf, and I'll be posting a cool way of doing that. I'm sure Alice will reveal it all when she sets hers up. So expect that to be painted shortly, and I'm going to try and get that finished as quickly as I can for Alice, but there's a big queue. So there you go, unwrapping a parcel.